What's up, guys? Today I'm going to show you how to use Detox to automatically take screenshots of your app and how to use Frame It to put those screenshots inside a device frame and combine that with a custom background and custom text. And the best part of all, this entire process is going to be automated so we can run it on every single release. The first thing we need to do is set up Detox for Android and iOS. The Detox documentation does a pretty thorough job of how to set things up. So I'm not going to go over that, but I'll put a link down in the description. Okay, so let's get started. We're going to initialize Detox. So as this runs, we should get a new folder. Yeah, we see a new E2E folder. And we created a config.json, an environment, a first test, and a detox. First we'll open up the detox RC and make sure that says jest. That's a test runner we'll use. So we have our configurations for iOS and for Android here. We can make adjustments to those as needed. Okay, so let's create a detox test file. Okay, so we've created our screenshot test file. Let's go ahead and create our first test. We'll just call it screenshot. So before each test, we just want to reload the device. This device is part of the API that's exposed by Detox. And we're getting this red squiggly line because device isn't defined. But we don't need to define it. So let's just use ESLint. Let's just ignore no undefined. That may be it. So let's write a test where we're going to take our screenshots. It should Okay, so I started up the app so we can see what we're taking a screenshot of. So let's take our first screenshot. We're going to figure out which platform we're on, and then based on that, we're going to run a specific command to take a screenshot. The Detox Device API has a get platform function. So we can use it to find out what we're running. If it's Android, we're going to run the adb shell command. To do that, we're going to use exec sync. So that way we can execute a command synchronously. We'll execute the command adb shell screen cap SD card and create a file name. Okay, so this command is going to create a screenshot on the Android simulator. But then the screenshot is on the simulator. So we need to run another command that pulls the screenshot we just created and places it in a directory where we need to pull the screenshots off the device and put them somewhere where Fastlane can get to them when we run our other commands to push releases out. And this is, I'm just going to copy and paste this so I don't mess it up. So this long command that I just copied and pasted in there, that's going to place our screenshots in the appropriate folder. One other thing we want to do is set some options to these commands. Basically, we want to set a timeout and a kill signal. So okay, so this file name is wrong. Big N. So we're going to pass the options in here, and also in this one. Don't need that. Okay. Okay, so that's Android. And if it's not Android, then we're going to run a command for iOS. Exec sync. So this is going to use the Apple simulator utils to create the screenshot. And this is going to be okay, so now we want to try running this and see if it works. But before we do that, we got a few things to configure. So if we go into the Detox RC, there's two things we need to add for each platform. First, we need to fill in the correct binary path, and then we need to add a build command. Okay, this is gonna be the path to our binary, and we also need to add a build command. Call xcode.build. Set the workspace as yes. Now we'll set up Android. So that's the path to our binary. Now let's add a build command. And now let's run our tests. First we need to run detox build. First we need to build the app, and then we can run our tests. Okay, so let's run our detox test and see if we can get a screenshot. We're going to run detox test -c is for configuration, so we're going to run the iOS configuration from the detox RC here. So let's run that. And failed. Pattern. Oh, that failed because see our screenshot file is screenshot.spec.js, and I think that needs to be screenshot.e2e.js. Okay, let's try that again. Detox test. Running. Whoa. Okay, let's see if we got screenshots. Fastlane, screenshots. Ah, there it is. Okay, very cool. So that's our home screen. Now, the next thing we want to do is we want Detox to automatically hit the tab for the settings. So we go to the settings screen and then take a screenshot there also. So let's close this out. Okay, what we need to do is, if we want to have Detox press these buttons, we have to add a test ID to those buttons. So that way we can pass that, so we can give that ID to Detox so it knows what button to press. So we're going to go into the app.js. This is part of React Native navigation. So it sets the initial layout. And what we're going to do is when we set this layout, we want these bottom tab buttons, the home and the settings, to each have a test ID. And we can add those in the options of the bottom tab. So options, bottom tab, right here, we'll put test ID, and we'll call it home button. Okay? And we'll do the same thing for settings. Do test ID, settings, button. So now we can go back into this screenshot file. This is just going to tell the detox script to wait and make sure the home button is visible. Actually, we're going to make this settings button is visible. So we just grab the element by ID, and then we expect that element to be visible. And detox will just wait here, and you can configure how long the timeout will be, but detox will just sit here and wait until it's visible, and then once it's visible, it will continue on. And so once we know it's on the screen, then we can press the settings button. So all you gotta do is, it's really easy, you just put tap, and that's it. And we want to take another screenshot. But I think what we should do here is, instead of just rewriting the same stuff again, let's extract this out into a separate function that we can just call whenever we want to take a screenshot. So what we'll do in the utils, create a file called screenshot. Okay, we'll take this here. We'll extract it out. Okay, that's pretty good. Oh, we gotta get our options and stuff here. Okay, so there's our take screenshot function. The thing is, we don't want screenshot.png name every time because, well, it'll just get overwritten. So we'll just pass in the screenshot name. Name, perfect. And now we can go back here. We'll call take screenshot. The first screenshot is going to be home. And then once we get to settings, the next screenshot we'll call settings. And now let's run our tests again. Okay, so looks like it worked. We got our home screenshot and our settings screenshot. Yes. Okay, so now every single time we release, we can take these screenshots, which means that the screenshots in the App Store are always going to be up to date. Screenshots are nice, but we want to put them inside a phone. So there's a Fastlane action we can use called Frame It. So first we need to download the frames. So we're going to download the phone frame so we can place the screenshots in the frames. Okay, we got our frames, so now all we got to do is run the command Fastlane frame it. If you look over here at our files, we have home frame, settings frame. This is our home screenshot that we captured. And voila, that is our phone in a screenshot in a frame. And this is settings and settings in a frame. We got a screenshot in an iPhone frame, but we can do better. Let's add a background and text to the screenshot. We can do that automatically using Frame It. We just have to create a frame file. It's a JSON file. Framefile.json. This is just going to be a simple JSON object. So we'll add device frame version. And this just allows us to configure which frames we want to use. And we always just want to use whatever the latest phone frames that have been released. This is just going to be our default settings. So first thing we're going to set is a background image for all of our screenshots. I just have this solid blue background. You can use any image you want, doesn't matter. So we'll set the background title is the text. It's going to be above the screenshot. And we could just set a default color here. We'll just set it to white. We'll also set some default padding. And this is just going to be for padding in between, padding around the device and in between the text and the device. So this is just this is our basic default settings. So now we'll set the data. And data is how we're going to configure the individual screenshots. And it's an array, and each object is going to relate to a screenshot that we had already created with Detox. So the first thing we need to do is set filter. Oops. So for filter, we put the name of the screenshot, and then frame it will match the data we put here with that screenshot. For the text on the screenshot, we can do two things. We have a title. The title is just the text on the screen. And we have keyword. So keyword allows us to apply different styles to like a specific word. For example, we could make the color of the keyword red, and then we could make the color of the title white. And so if we put our text here, home, and we put text here, and we'll say screen. Let's go ahead, we'll make home all caps. So just copy this. So we'll change the filter to settings, which means it'll grab the settings screenshot. And we'll just change this to settings. Okay, so let's run frame it again and see what happens. Okay, let's check our frame screenshot. Wow, look at that. That's fucking awesome. So that's our home screen and the settings screen. So guys, think about what we just did. We automated creating the screenshots. We automated putting the screenshots in a device frame. And then we automated the process of combining the device frame with a custom background and custom text. And now, every single time we run a release, all this stuff is automated. It'll do it all by itself. We don't have to do anything but run one single command. So in the next video, I'm going to show you how to run all this within the fast file. And that way, whenever we push a release, all this stuff will get automatically ran. So make sure you hit that subscribe button and get ready for the next video in this series. The detox, the detox device.